Welcome back to another show vlog. We are at Addington Equestrian Centre today and we're going to give the TSR Amateur of the Year show qualifier a go. I've never heard of this one before, but someone had said something about it, so I've given it a bit of, done a bit of research on it, and we can do, so Willow is here somewhere, he's just eating his slop. We can do the TSR Amateur of the Year show qualifier, and they're doing talent spotting here as well, which I don't understand what that is, but this is back to being mixed breeds again. It can just be any of the large breeds, C's, D's, Fells, Dales, Highlands, all that, but we're going to give it a go. This is, well, since his ulcer treatment, he went to Heart Show and one other show, didn't he? But that was very close to his injections. We're now a month, 6 weeks later from the injections, and the first show back since his feet have been trimmed differently. So we're going to see how he's feeling, how he's going, and go from there, see if all these changes we've made have made any difference. So I'm dressed and ready. I need to put my jacket on, but I want to do that the last second because it's not warm now. It looks really overcast, but it's sticky. It is due to get hotter today, so we're doing this morning class and then we're gonna get him going, but I still need to brush him off, tack him up and get over, warmed up and in the ring. Here's the man himself having his hydration mash. So yeah, just going to brush him off quickly now. Luckily, it doesn't take too long, but I think he's looking absolutely amazing at the moment. But yeah, going to brush him off, tack him up, and we get over there. I really am pleased with how he's looking at the moment. The coat's really come through, and he's changed shape so much. So I'm on board, warming him up. We've just taken him round the warm-up arena, but it's just sticky. It's not overly hot at the moment, it's just muggy. So I don't want to warm him up too much. We've taken him for a walk, but we've had our 15-minute call. We'll be in the ring shortly. So yeah, I don't know what to expect from this class. So I've never done the TSR talent spotting route or anything before, so I don't know what to expect from it really. So it's just another route for the amateur riders. You do get a lot more stuff now for the amateurs. You can scratch your nose, scratch it now so we don't have that issue up by the ring. Yeah, you have a hell of a lot more routes now for the amateur home produced riders to do. So this is a qualifier for the TSR Amateur of the Year show later on in the year, and they have a Horse of the Year show qualifying show later in the year as well for just amateurs. So the first place of that goes on to Horse of the Year show. That's what I've been reading up on, because as I say, I've never heard of this one before, so I've done a bit more research on it over the last few days. But we'll see. Yeah, I'm just going to head to the ring now, get in the class and see what they say, what they think of him. I think he's feeling better, definitely, with these new feet. So we'll just see whether it looks better, what the feedback is that the judges give us. So it'll be a test. we're back home now. I've just chucked Willow out in the field for the afternoon. We came fourth, and I did ask the judge for feedback, and she said that she wants to see him more collected now, which is what we were working on. We have to get him more forward to then be able to collect him. So that's fine. That's something we can work on. It was extremely hot in the ring. Although we were outside, the warm-up arenas down the bottom, that wasn't too bad at all. But as soon as you then went up into the ring, which was one of the top arenas, it was awful, sticky. You had horse flies everywhere. So yeah, not the best weather for it. As I would honestly go as far as saying I prefer wet, cold, windy days to show horses in. Hot and sticky days is awful, and we were one of the earlier classes, so it's just going to get worse. This heat wave is just not giving up at the moment, and we're not at the worst of what this heat wave has been. So many shows have cancelled the last few weekends because of the heat, and this one was one of the cooler weekends, and it's still sticky and horrible. But I think Willow, he felt better to me. He's still got to make some changes. He's, still just got to create more energy with him, basically. But as I say, in this heat, we can't. I've been lunging him and riding him early morning, but still not as much as I would usually ride him. So it's been hard, but we get there. And yeah, as long as he's feeling better, that's all I want. We are being placed now. We're still getting some sort of results. But yeah, all the judge said, my arm hurts. I asked for feedback, and she said, absolutely lovely. Just needs to collect more, which is fine. So at least we're all working in the same direction, basically. What I know we need to work on next is actually what the judges are sort of giving me feedback on. So it is keep going, keep pushing. But yeah, I'm not sure who's out next weekend. I think it might be Willow again next weekend. I think. But yeah, if you like what you see, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you again soon. Bye.